For all your transportation needs, see Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota as they celebrate 65 years of serving the area.
Had a fun conversation with both coaches as we get set for Altamont and South Central. It should be a fun one in this 3-6 matchup in the second game of the night here at the 89th Annual National Trail Conference Tournament. Went down to check the starters with each of the coaches, and they were standing next to each other, and I said, do I need to separate you before we have a chat here? And both coaches said no. Blake Doring says, we're going to run a zone. John Nieberge says, we're going to play man-to-man, and here's our starters. And that's just the way it is in the NTC. There's no secrets at this point in time. As a matter of fact, these two teams have played each other. South Central got the 2-point victory down at South Central early in the season. And the interesting thing is that's the only conference loss for Altamont. But, of course, they've only played 3 conference games coming into this. Altamont has a very backloaded conference schedule as far as their regular season schedule is concerned. But South Central, though, is 3-2 on the season in the NTC, but 13-6 overall. Altamont 9-9 as they come into play tonight.
Altamont is certainly trending upwards, though I think that a 9-9 record is probably a little deceiving for what they have done lately. I mean, we watched them have a very impressive game against Diederich not too long ago. I think John Nieberge's got to be happy with how his team is playing, and a pretty good time of year to be starting to really hit your stride.
Yeah, and, you know, it is the right time of year, as you mentioned, into the NTC tournament, and essentially two-thirds of the way through the season now for these teams. As once you get past this tournament, you've got some regular season games, but that postseason is starting to loom large.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be here before we know it. It sneaks up on all of us, whether we're playing the games or not. So, yeah, we will see what they've got, but obviously their first matchup kind of portends potentially close one again here tonight.
You would think so. We'll take a 90-second break. We'll come back with the starting lineups and get you set for action in Game 2 on our second Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota pregame show of the night. It's Altamont and South Central coming up in the quarterfinal matchup of the 89th Annual NTC Tournament on 97.9 XFM.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a vehicle that works for you. Check out Northside Ford's selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs today.
Thanks for watching the NTC Tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3. Diederich Bank is proud to sponsor the NTC Tournament. Diederich Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
Come see all the new and exciting Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles here at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or shop and buy 24/7 at danheck.com.
Thanks for watching the NTC Tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
Well, we plan to do just that. Enjoy the games here at the 89th Annual National Trail Conference Tournament. Thanks for joining us tonight, whether you be watching on YouTube at 97.9's YouTube channel with Liz and Caleb providing all the camera work for you, or you're listening online or over the air. Thanks for joining us for the 89th Annual NTC Tournament, where we're getting set for South Central, the 6th seed, taking on Altamont, the 3 seed. South Central comes into this with a record of 13-6, 3-2 in conference play. Altamont 9-9 on the season, 2-1 overall. Starting tonight for the South Central Cougars, it'll be Callaway Smith, a 6-foot senior wearing number 20, averaging 6.5 points a ball game. He'll be joined by their leading scorer on the perimeter, Weston Nielsen. He's a 6-foot sophomore, number 23, averaging 16 points a game. Another guard spot is Brody Markley, the 6-foot senior, wears number 11, basically averaging 10 points a contest. At a forward spot, it's Seth Bergman. Bergman, a 6'2 senior wearing number 40, averaging 10 points a ball game. And rounding out the lineup is Cage Heaston tonight, a 6'1 senior, number 21, averaging just about 4 points a game for Blake Doring, South Central Cougars. For John Nieberge's Altamont Indians, they will start at a guard, Alex Walker. Walker, a 5'6 senior, wearing number 11, averaging just over 3 points a game. He'll be joined out there by Cooper McManaway, a 6'1 freshman, wearing number 14. His average has been on the rise. He's pushing almost 10 points a game for Cooper McManaway. In the center spot, it's Ben Radel, a 6'5 senior, wears number 21. He's averaging just under 8 points a contest. Zane Miller at a forward position, 6'1 sophomore, wears number 42. He is also just shy of 10 points a game. And rounding out the lineup is the leading scorer for the Indians, Cade Melville, the 6'4 junior perimeter player, can take it inside if he needs to as well. He's number 22, and he is averaging 20 points a game for the Altamont Indians. As again, it is Walker, McManaway, Radel, Melville, and Miller for Altamont. Galloway Smith, Nielsen, Bergman, Markley, and Heaston for the South Central Cougars as we are getting set for this final game of the night on this Wednesday session of the NTC.
Well, some really fun underclassmen to watch on both sides of this matchup. For South Central, getting everybody together so far has been a bit of a problem. Injuries or illness or whatever have kept guys out of the starting lineup for times. Callaway Smith starting tonight. Well, he missed a few games early in the season. Brody Markley, more toward the middle of the season, had a 2 or 3 week stretch where he wasn't available. So I guess if those things are going to happen, you'd rather they happened in the earlier or middle part of the season as opposed to late. But at a certain point, you just hope that you get everyone together and get them gelling, right, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're looking for at this time of the season. Is, again, they put together a nice record of 13-6, but it's been a kind of a roller coaster as far as getting the players in and out of the lineup from time to time. Altamont on the other side, basically most of their players have been here for the most part of the season. Now, worth noting, the 6'5 senior Ben Radel did not play in that game against South Central at South Central early in December. So that will make a bit of a difference. And the Altamont young players have just gained a ton of varsity experience.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Radel's not a kid who's going to, put up astronomical point numbers, but he's got the length. He's going to affect shots. He's going to grab a few rebounds here and there. He's the kind of kid that you'd obviously rather have available to you or not. He does lose the opening tip, though, as South Central controls it.
A.G. Sand takes it from the backcourt across the timeline as he looks over the defense, and looks like man-to-man for the Indians. No surprise there. They work it to the high post, now to the cutter along the baseline. That's Nielsen. He has to spin it back out top. They work it to Bergman, now back on the right side to Nielsen. He fires a wing three, no good. Radel grabs the rebound, and Altamont looks to bring it up court. But the Cougars quickly in their 1-2-2 full-court press as Melville and McManaway work it to the timeline. Melville crosses on the right side, has picked up his dribble, needs some help. Now he looks all the way underneath the basket. Got it to Radel, but Radel was stripped of the ball, and South Central does keep it inbound as Nielsen tiptoes the baseline, and they get the steal.
Yeah, good concentration from Nielsen to stay with that one, so a quick turnover for Altamont.
Easton brings it to the top of the key, bounces it to Callaway Smith on the left side. He went high post, got it to Bergman. Bergman right back to Smith. He takes it inside and lays it up and in, and 59 seconds into the game, Coach Nieberge takes a 30-second timeout. South Central leads 2-0 here at the NTC tournament on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Compass Advisory Group is here to guide you in the right direction for all of your investment and insurance needs. Contact Kurt Strohmeyer or Corey McDaniel at 217-347-9697.
Hi, this is Kathy from Barlow Lock and Security. Secure your home or business with a customized system from us. Good luck, area teams, in the tournament.
Have an existing generator? Call Pals Electric for all of your service and maintenance needs. We offer spring and fall maintenance agreements for all makes and models. Kohler, Generac, Briggs & Stratton, Cummins, Cat, and Winco. PTOs, diesels, natural gas, doesn't matter. If you have a generator, Pals Electric has a trained, factory-certified technician to service or repair it. Call Pals Electric today to learn more.
Had a little technical difficulty, but we're back with you as Altamont took the ball after they called the timeout. 30 seconds into the possession, they had lost it. It was taken away as South Central brings it up court, tries to set the offense, but as they throw it out top to Bergman, he can't handle the pass as it was a little low, went into backcourt, and now the Cougars turn it over.
So Altamont's second turnover leads to South Central's first turnover, and maybe not the cleanest start that either team might have dreamed about whenever they were getting into their pregame warm-ups.
So it's 2-0 South Central, a minute 45 gone in the first quarter. Altamont works against that 1-2-2 zone that they knew was coming. Everybody knows it's playing South Central as they work it around the perimeter. Still haven't got a shot away, but now they work it inside to Miller. He's at the high post, turns, puts up the 12-footer. It's no good, and Weston Nielsen grabs the rebound for the Cougars. He hands it off to Heastand, who brought it up the right side, now brings it back out top. They go to Smith. Callaway Smith looks on the side for Nielsen. He fires up a three, left it short from the left side, and the rebound to Cooper McManaway. He's going to bring it all the way up court, take it down to the left corner, spin back to the wing. Heastand knocked it out of his hands. It'll be Altamont's ball next to the Cougar bench.
Well, the thing you notice about Weston Nielsen, we saw him in the tournament last year as a freshman. He has gotten bigger and stronger. He is not just a skinny little freshman anymore. He is an athlete.
Walker has it left side, looks over the zone, gets it back out to Melville, now to Miller. Miller in the corner to McManaway, back out to Miller, or Melville rather, now to Miller, left side of the top of the key three, and rattled out, no good, but an offensive rebound by Radel. Ben Radel puts it up and in to tie it at 2.
Boy, that shot was halfway down at least.
Quickly up court with South Central, back defensively was Altamont, so the Cougars slow things down. They get it to Heaston. He drives around a man on the right side, got inside. Melville came over to help, blocked the shot, and got the rebound. He brings it across the timeline, into the lane, jump stop, little floater, good. Cade Melville gives Altamont their first lead of the night. It's 4-2.
Well, Melville doing a lot right in that sequence. The defense on the one end of the floor, and then the jumper to go. And you're right, the jump stop there. Used it to his advantage.
Nielsen with the dribble from the left side, goes to a reverse layup under the basket. It's no good. Rebound Alex Walker for Altamont. To McManaway, who brings it up the left side. Out top to Melville, fakes the three, goes to Walker in the corner. He's stripped of the ball as Markley takes it. He pushes it up court to Nielsen. Nielsen on the right side, shot off the glass, way too strong. Rebounds out of bounds, and the officials look at one another, confirm the call. It'll stay with the Cougars.
Now, back on Nielsen again, maybe a little excited here. A couple of decent looks for him that he's been a little too strong on.
Parker Bell into the lineup for Altamont for the first time as he replaces Alex Walker. The Cougars inbounds from under their basket, and they lob it out top to Bergman. He takes it left side to Heaston. Heaston bounces it back out top to Callaway Smith. Defender went for the steal, didn't get it, left Smith open for three. Shot grazes off the rim, no good. Rebound McManaway to Melville, up court to Bell. Bell waits for help and gets it back out top to Melville.
Altamont rebounding well, lots of one-and-dones for South Central.
Melville dribbles to the top of the key, looks to McManaway, right wing, fakes the three, steps around the defender, pulls up for a 12-footer in the lane, no good. Rebound, grabbed out of there by Cage Heaston, and he fell to the floor, but started dribbling to keep the possession.
Good awareness, understanding he didn't want to get that travel call on.
They go to Markley left side. He's matched up with Melville, way out on the left wing. He bounces it in to Bergman, right back to Markley, still on that left side. Now he spins, goes to the top of the key after a little screen, looks to Nielsen on the right wing. Three is left well short. Rebound tapped, and Altamont has it with McManaway. He tries to bring it up court, and Markley snuck from behind him, knocked it away, but apparently Brody hit him on the arm.
That's going to be Brody Markley's first foul, and the first foul of the game against either team.
So it's 4-2, 3 minutes and 20 seconds left on the first quarter clock. McManaway is going to trigger the inbounds underneath from Altamont. Hits it in the corner, open Melville three, good. Cade Melville with 5, and now we've got a timeout taken with 3:16 on the clock by the Cougars as Altamont's on a 7-0 run with the 7-2 lead. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Classic Hits, 97.9 XFM.
Since 1937, Geckner Brothers has been proud to support local and area teams, and that continues with this year's NTC tournament. Best of Success area teams from the family at Geckner Brothers. Thanks for watching the NTC tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
7-0 run from the Indians. Coach Doring didn't like it, took the 30-second break.
Yeah, good inbounds play for Altamont to spring Melville for the open three-pointer. And, you know, he's a good scorer at any rate, especially if you're going to leave him wide open. And Blake Doring knows that you can't have too many lapses like that.
So, Gage Easton will bring the ball up court for the Cougars with 3:10 left to play in the first quarter. Takes it on the left side to Markley. Skip pass to the right wing. That's Nielsen. And to kind of back up to catch the short hop. They swing it around the perimeter. Another skip pass from Markley to Nielsen. He's open for the three. Pulls the trigger. It's no good. Melville, the Altamont rebound. Ahead to McManaway left side. Back to Melville, center of the court. To McManaway again, left wing. Cooper drives to the baseline. Got cut off. Tries to pass out of it. Pass is batted in the air by Nielsen, and he gets the steal. Altamont's fourth turnover goes ahead to Heaston. Heaston crossed over, said an Altamont player got a hand on the ball, but the official said no, it's a travel. The second turnover for the Cougars in the quarter.
Easton's going to have a seat. Evan Hoover getting into the game for South Central.
5'9" senior making his first appearance. As the Cougars will set up the full court defense. It's the 1-2-1-1 look this time. As Alex Walker's back in the ball game, gets it to Bell. Bell to Melville, who crosses the timeline, brings it to the center circle and looks to set up. They got a high post and to Miller at the free throw line. He gets it to Walker right wing, baseline to Radel. Boy, he's close to that line, but he stayed inbound from the corner, flips it back out to Melville. High post again to Miller. Zane puts the dribble down, got sandwiched between a pair of Cougars, and the foul whistled against South Central.
They're going to give that one to Evan Hoover. So right into the game, Evan picks up his first foul, second on South Central.
Walker will trigger the inbounds from the baseline for Altamont. Looks, finds Miller cutting towards the baseline. Spins, gets it out on the wing to Bell. Bell hands it back to Melville. Into Miller, out in the corner to Bell. His three around and out, no good. Boy, that was halfway down for Parker. Wouldn't go, and Hoover cleared the rebound for the Cougars.
I'm telling you, I was looking down to write down the main three-pointer in my scorebook. I was sure that was down.
Just under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Altamont leads 7-2. South Central with the ball. Markley looks for the backdoor cutter, but he and Hoover misread each other. Pass too far in front of Hoover at the end of the day. Sails out of bounds for another Cougar turnover.
Maddox Robb going to get into the game for the first time for South Central. Callaway Smith has a seat right now. Cougars, the turnover, you got a few turnovers and then just haven't hit any shots. Nielsen hasn't been able to get the lid off so far.
Altamont works it up court. They've got it with Radel in the right corner. Back out top to Melville. Melville into the lane, surrounded by South Central players. Ball got knocked loose, but they are going to say that it's a double dribble, as apparently the official didn't feel like the Cougars got a hand on it after Melville picked it up.
5 Altamont turnovers in the first quarter, so they've got the lead. They've limited South Central to 2 points, but you still feel like you're leaving something on the table here right now.
Minute 25 to play as Markley goes left baseline, skips it a pass to Nielsen. Corner three, left that one short as well. Robb got a hand on it, but knocked it out of bounds. And with a minute 19 to play in the first quarter, it'll be Altamont ball.
Everything's kind of flat coming out of West's hands so far. He's just having trouble getting that three-pointer above the rim as we see Altamont get Tyler Ruffner into the game.
He replaced Radel. Walker across the timeline to Ruffner in the corner. Nice look underneath to Melville. Got one defender in the air after the fake. The second defender, though, comes and fouls him as Miller was trying to put that one up. He goes to the line for a pair with 1:07 to play in the first quarter.
Nice to be able to bring a guy into the game and have him understand the game enough to catch that pass and then to catch that ball where he caught it and find a teammate under the basket. Not every high school team has that luxury, can go to the bench and just expect things to continue to go smoothly.
Zane Miller hits the first of 2 free throws, pushes Altamont's lead to 6. As Cooper McManaway is back in for Parker Bell for Altamont. Callaway Smith came back onto the court as well. We'll have to see who he gave a break to.
Markley picked up the second foul on that play, so it was him that took the seat.
Miller hits both free throws, gives Altamont the 7-point advantage, 9-2, as there's a minute left on the clock. Handling it out top, that's Hoover. He hits the roller to the basket as Bergman was quickly double-teamed, still turned, got a shot away, and on that shot got fouled, I do believe.
40-on-40 crime there as number 40, Seth Bergman, was going one-on-one with number 40, Tyler Ruffner. It's Ruffner picking up the first Altamont foul of the night, sending Bergman to the line.
Bergman puts the free throw up. It's good. That's the first point for South Central since they were up 2-0 in the first minute of the game.
Callaway Smith got those points. Since then, they had missed 9 straight field goal attempts.
Nielsen has a seat. As checking in is Trevin Sidwell, the 5'10 junior. His free throw off the mark for Bergman, and Ruffner grabs the rebound. Got it to McManaway to Melville. They're looking over the press. Melville and McManaway playing catch and backcourt. They get it across the timeline with a pass to Miller. Now back to McManaway. He works to the left wing, now bounces at baseline. Pass was at Ruffner's foot. It hits off his heel, and it's picked up by the Cougars on the 6th Altamont turnover. Sidwell with it left wing. Looking inside, can't find anyone. Goes out to Bergman. Now to Smith. Callaway on the dribble, bounces it to Bergman, top of the key. 20 seconds to play in the quarter. As they look on the side, they got it to Hoover. Hoover's dribble got high, so he picks it up at the top of the key. Needs a little help. Bounces it to Bergman left side. 10 seconds on the clock. They get it back out top, and Hoover's going to set the offense. And the McManaway right with him. Finds Sidwell, gets it to Bergman. Bergman to Hoover to the right side. A little hook shot ahead of the buzzer. No good. Skylar Ruffner grabbed the Altamont rebound just ahead of the horn sounding to end the first quarter. And after one, it's Altamont 9, South Central 3. NTC tournament action on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
It's NTC Tourney Week, and Tingley Insurance in downtown Effingham wishes players fast breaks, jump shots, and lots of rebounds. Tingley Insurance, a proud supporter of high school basketball.
Life's little moments just got sweeter with cashback checking from Washington Savings Bank. Earn cash back on everyday debit card purchases because treating yourself or your loved ones should be easy.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Color Drive in Effingham will find a vehicle that works for you. Check out Northside Ford's selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs today.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
9-3 after the first quarter. Altamont leads South Central, Dustin.
Altamont 3 of 7 from the field, 2 for 2 at the line, 1 for 3 on a three-pointer. South Central just 1 of 11 from the field, 1 for 2 at the line, 0 for 6 from three-point range. Altamont out-rebounded them 10-3, but did commit 6 turnovers to South Central's 2.
Altamont has it to start the second quarter. They work it to Miller. Wing 3, no good. Weak side rebound grabbed out of there by Weston Nielsen for South Central. He hands it to Cage Houston, who brings it up court. And looks over Altamont's man-to-man. Backdoor cut. They try to get it to Nielsen. Pass was off his fingertips, heading out of bounds. He saves it in, but Melville's there to get it. Drives up court. Bounces off a couple of Cougars. Shot is up and good for Cade as he was fouled, and he'll look to complete the three-point play at the charity stripe.
Melville got fouled pretty good, too. Just a glancing blow, but he was able to go strong through it. The foul on Trevin Sidwell, his first, South Central's first of the quarter.
I don't know how he got the shot up, to be honest. I mean, he showed a lot of strength there and ability, and now he settles down to hit the free throw. He has 8 of Altamont's 12. They're up 12-3. 7:22 to play in the second as the ball is bounced around the perimeter. Lucas Versat in the game. Got it to Trevin Sidwell in the left corner. He drove in, got a runner in the paint. Not a bad look, but it wouldn't go. The rebound is tied up, or do we have a foul? I think it was just a jump ball down there on the other end, and possession arrow will give it to Altamont.
Just a monumental struggle for South Central to get anything to go right now. When you're not knocking down shots, the game feels so difficult.
Altamont beats the press. They got it to Ben Radel. He was in the middle of the lane, drove the paint, tried to dish it to Ruffner. Ruffner just couldn't handle the pass, and it softened him out of bounds for another Indian turnover.
Yeah, they're up to 7 for the game. That's their first of the quarter. South Central going to get a couple of subs in there. Lucas Versat just in for a cameo there. He takes the seat along with Maddox Robb, I believe it was, sat down.
Yeah, Rob's wearing 35. That number was not assigned to him. He's not on the roster if you happen to have a program and you happen to be listening to us. So Cougars work it around the perimeter. They get it to Nielsen. Takes it to the baseline. Stops, pops. Jumper from 15. Good. That's more like what we're used to seeing from Weston Nielsen. He has his first 2 of the night.
Well, the good news for South Central, you've gone 2 for 13 from the field now, but hey, you're only down 7. You're in striking distance.
Altamont handles the pressure. They get it up court. Now they back it out and leave it with Melville out top. The Walker left side. Alex bounces it back out to Cade Melville. Now they go to Zane Miller on the right wing. Melville, who tries to direct a little traffic on the right side of the top of the key, but way out on the perimeter. Gets it to the right wing to Miller. They skip it over to Walker left side. Back to Melville, top of the key. Melville picks up his dribble and flips it out top to Radel. Radel to Miller. Miller right wing. Looks it over with a man right in his face. They get it to Cade Melville. He launches a deep 3, and he buries it from the volleyball spike line off the right side of the top of the key.
Deep. That's so much air underneath it, too. That ball was in the air for a long time.
Oh, nice look inside. Callaway Smith found Bergman cutting to the basket. He laid it up and in, and it's now 15-7. Altamont gets it across the timeline. They pretty much handled the pressure from South Central well. It's been the half court where the turnovers have came. Walker works it back out to Melville. Melville around a man, now gets it to Walker. Corner 3 on the way. No good. Rebound tapped out long. Ruffner kept it alive, and Walker got to it out on the perimeter. He hands it to Melville at the volleyball spike line. Better guard him. He backs up to the center circle. Better guard him maybe, huh?
Shooting range. Whew.
Skip pass from Walker to the right corner to Miller. Nice look inside to Radel. Layup, good. It hung on the rim for a second and dropped through, and Altamont takes the 10-point lead, 17-7. Quickly up court is Heaston. He tried to drive inside. He fell as there was a little contact between Melville and Heaston. Ball went out of bounds. It's off the Cougars.
There was contact, but I think he might have even been expecting a little more, and so that threw him off balance a little bit as he lost that out of bounds for South Central's second turnover of the quarter.
So with 5 minutes to play in the second quarter, Altamont works against the press. Subs made. We'll try to catch up with them as McManaway is back out there for the Indians, has it left wing, gets it top of the key to Melville. Melville in the lane to Miller at the free throw line, looks to Walker in the corner, back to Miller, shot blocked from behind. Evan Hoover just came back into the ball game. He's called for the push from behind. Well, it looked pretty clean up top from our vantage point.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they called it, but that's Hoover's team second for South Central. Speaking of 2 fouls, also back into the game was Brody Markley for South Central.
So with 4:42 on the second quarter clock, Altamont leading by 10. Zane Miller puts the free throw up, and it's good. We almost have time to take a 30-second break with the arch that Miller puts on the shot in between it and getting to the rim, but it works for the young man. Sophomore puts this one up. It's off the rim, off the backboard, and drops through as Miller has his 4th point of the night. And it's 19-7 in favor of Altamont. They're applying a little pressure here, handled by the Cougars. Hoover gets it across the timeline all the way to the right baseline. Now back out to the wing. Looks inside. That's Bergman underneath the basket. Has to kick it back out to Markley. Markley around a man, gets to the right side, fires it underneath to Bergman. Layup good. He's fouled. And Seth Bergman goes to the line to try to complete a 3-point play after being set up beautifully by Markley.
Yeah, Markley driving the right side of the lane there and just whipped that pass across the lane. Lots of mustard on it, but perfectly placed for Bergman to catch it, put it up and in, and take the foul from McManaway. That's Cooper's first, Altamont's first of the quarter.
Radel and McManaway went to the bench. Ruffner's back. Parker Bell's back. Free throw for Bergman, up and good. He is trying to keep South Central in it. He has 6 of their 10. And with 4:21 to play in the second quarter, Altamont leading by 9, works against the pressure. Bell in backcourt with Melville. Seesaw it back and forth. Melville fires at the Bell as they cross the timeline. Now to Melville. They get it to the free throw line to Zane Miller. His shot was blocked out there. I think it was Nielsen that got a hand on it, and Bergman grabs the rebound. Leaves it with Markley. Markley crosses over, gets to the basket. Quick move. Brody Markley laid it up and in.
Well, had the assist last time down the floor and then makes the layup there. You can see why it was tough for them to have him on the bench with 2 fouls.
Pass a little behind Ruffner, couldn't handle it as it bounces off his back shoulder for Altamont's second turnover of the quarter. They get it up court to the Cougars. Quick 3 from Markley, grazes the rim. Shot was short, and Parker Bell grabs the rebound. 3:30 on the clock as Bell and Melville look to beat the press. Now they throw it in the center of the court to Miller. To Melville right side. Tried to get baseline, got cut off. Now is double teamed, but he skips it to the other corner. Left corner three for Walker is no good off the heel of the rim. Rebound carries out to the top of the key where it's grabbed by Zane Miller. Altamont resets. Melville back to Miller at the free throw line. Turnaround jumper good. Zane Miller with 6. Altamont has the 9-point lead back, 21-12.
That shot's there for Miller a lot in the middle of that South Central zone, and he hasn't been shy about taking it.
Markley to the right side, picked up by Melville. Skips it to the left side to Nielsen. Little trouble with the catch, but he still buried the 3. That's not easy to do. Nielsen has 5, and we have a timeout. It's a full timeout with 2:49 to play in the second quarter. Altamont 21, South Central 15 on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Hi, this is Kathy from Barlow Lock and Security. Secure your home or business with a customized system from us. Good luck, area teams in the tournament.
Thanks for watching the NTC Tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
Come see all the new and exciting Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles here at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or shop and buy 24/7 at danheck.com.
Life's little moments just got sweeter with cashback checking from Washington Savings Bank. Earn cash back on everyday debit card purchases because treating yourself or your loved ones should be easy.
2:49 to play in the second quarter. Altamont leads 21-15. Nicholas Pritchard watching the action from Altamont. Also Adam Bonoff taking it in from Dietrich. Justin Field also watching from Effingham. Donna Parker. Donna is watching from Altamont as well, as a lot of folks taking in the game. Steve Lauer's back with us as well as Virginia Saltwettle watching from Effingham. So thanks to everybody who's letting us know where you're watching and listening from. As Altamont has the ball, working to beat the press, they lead by 6, 21-15. They get it across the timeline. They go in the lane again to Miller, covered up, but he muscles up a shot anyway. Man was right in his face that time. It didn't matter. Miller got it to go for his 8th point. Markley brings it up the right side, matched up with Melville. 8-point lead for Altamont, 2:20 on the first half clock. They get it on the side to Nielsen. Nielsen matched up with Bell. It's a little screen as he brought it out top. Now he switched and picked up by Miller. Has to pick up his dribble, got it out to Bergman. Bergman matched up with Ruffner, and they leave it on the side. That's Hoover with it. Hoover went to the floor. Cooper Powell's into the ball game for Altamont. After that timeout, forces the jump ball. Possession arrow will keep it with South Central, however, with 2:03 to play in the second quarter.
Altamont student section approves of that effort for Powell's off of the bench. And yeah, it doesn't get you the ball back, but it really, things like that are just tone setters throughout a game.
Maddox Robb in for Seth Bergman, and Bergman went to the bench, and he's holding that right knee just a little bit. Inbounds to Hooper on the right wing. Evan puts it on the floor, matched up with Powell. Has to bring it back out top. And he looks on the side to Markley. Markley from the left wing. Got it to the baseline, lays it up and in. Brody Markley just exploded to the hoop. And it's 23-17.
Big first step.
And now Altamont got it to Zane Miller trying to get it up court against the press. And a foul is whistled against the Cougars. Or actually, it'll be against Altamont. Miller.
Yeah. Miller put his arm out to clear some space there. And again, when officials see that arm extended a little bit, you're making the call awfully easy for them. Was Evan Hoover being a pest? Yes. Was Evan Hoover possibly fouling him? Maybe. But once that arm comes out, that's a turnover and a foul.
Good news is Seth Bergman back into the ball game, so that knee must be okay. So is Cage Houston as he took the inbounds and backcourt. Got it to Markley left side. He hooks a pass inside. Backdoor cut to Nielsen, but he couldn't hit the shot. Rebound grab by Melville to Cooper McMahon, or make it rather Radel. Now he got it to Cooper McManaway. Now to Melville out top to McManaway left side. He's pressured out there by Nielsen. Got it in the lane to Miller as he spun between defenders. A foul called. Could be a couple of choices. We'll see who they give it to.
They're going to give it to Cage Houston, his first, South Central's third. Boy, that last trip down the floor for South Central, such a shame for a kid like to make a pass like the one that Markley made without getting rewarded with a bucket and the assist.
Inbound pass from the baseline, tapped into the air, but Melville recovers to make the catch. Looks to Powell, top of the key. Cooper's three, rattles around, hit the rim a couple of times, and finally came off. Rebound grabbed out of there by Maddox Robb. They go to Markley. Markley into the lane, lost the handle. The ball's loose along the sideline. Powell is tussling for it, but he got on the sideline, and it's going to stay with the Cougars.
Boy, Powell has done nothing but work his tail off since he got into the game, making the most of these second quarter minutes.
6'1" junior in his first action in the tournament. As Easton looking to trigger it in. Looks out top to Bergman at the free throw line. Got into the lane, up and under move against Radel. Shot no good. Officials say Radel went straight up. Rebound pulled down by Melville. And as he tries to bring it up court, he got to the free throw line, and he was fouled by Easton, and Easton's walking straight towards the bench.
Well, he knows his two fouls going to be out of the game.
So Trevin Sidwell will come in, number 30. Also returning is Evan Hoover, as they will also sit Markley with 47 seconds to play in the first half. Altamont leads by 6, 23-17. Walker looking to trigger the inbounds from the baseline, has to lob it out top to Powell, way out on the right wing. Bounces it into Miller, now out to Walker in the right corner. Back to Miller at the free throw line. They went for the steal, didn't get it. Miller turns towards the basket, shot no good. Rebound bounces around and off of Radel, and it'll go to the Cougars with 36 seconds to play in a 6-point game.
South Central can't complain too much about the spot it's in right now, considering, again, 3 points in the first quarter, 2 of its first 13 from the field.
So Markley's back, Easton's back for South Central as they're trying to work against some Altamont pressure. They throw it to the half-court line. Easton with the catch. He and Robb kind of miscommunicate. Easton was wanting Robb to go to the basket, and it turns into a double dribble for Easton as they miss an opportunity there.
Yeah, third turnover when they had a 2-on-1 break down the floor. Kind of a dangerous down-court pass, but once you connect on it, then you've got the advantage. They couldn't take full advantage.
Miller catches the inbound. He and Melville in backcourt, working against the pressure. They get it to the timeline to Powell. He's right at the center circle. He handed it back to Melville, and Melville hadn't established himself across the timeline, so it's an over and back violation with 23 seconds to play in the second quarter.
4 Altamont turnovers in the quarter, 10 for the game now.
Bell in for Miller. And Easton and Markley return for South Central.
You're seeing a little offense-defense for Blake Doring as he's trying to nurse his guys through this first half without anyone picking up a third foul.
Inbounds goes in backcourt to Markley. He waits for Easton to come back and get it, and he'll look to set the offense with 17 seconds to play in the half. Wouldn't surprise me if the Cougars don't hold for the last one, but you never know. 12 seconds on the clock. They work it in the corner to Nielsen. Now out to Easton. He's on the right side, crosses back to the left. Hits it in the Nielsen for a corner three. 3 seconds on the clock, and he buries it. Altamont tried to inbound. Easton knocks it into the air and out of bounds as the horn blows. So after one half of action, South Central's clawed themselves back into this one after they were down early by as much as 11. It's Altamont hanging on to the 23-20 halftime lead. You're listening to the National Trail Conference Tournament quarterfinals on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM. We'll be back in 90 seconds.
It's NTC Tourney Week, and Tingley Insurance in downtown Effingham wishes players fast breaks, jump shots, and lots of rebounds. Tingley Insurance, a proud supporter of high school basketball.
Thanks for watching the NTC Tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
McMahon Meats would like to wish all area teams good luck this basketball season. Join the McMahon Meats Loyalty Club. Text BACON to 217-515-MEAT to receive a text with our weekly specials, along with a coupon for 1 pound of bacon free with a minimum $50 purchase. McMahon Meats, where quality and convenience meet tradition.
For over 30 years, SPS has been providing care to the surrounding area. Specializing in around-the-clock and hourly care, we focus on in-home and nursing home care. Call Mitchell or Sherry today at 217-690-3240.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Color Drive in Effingham will find a vehicle that works for you. Check out Northside Ford's selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs today.
Thanks for watching the NTC Tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
Bus Advisory Group Halftime Show. For all of your insurance needs, contact Corey McDaniel at 347-9697.
We sure appreciate Compass Advisory Group for sponsoring the halftime show and all of our sponsors. Boy, we've got a big, long list of them, and it takes everybody to make these broadcasts possible. And if you appreciate the coverage, let our sponsors know when you have an opportunity. As here at the half, it is Altamont 23, South Central 20. Altamont led 9-3 after the first quarter, built up the lead to as many as 11 in the second quarter before the Cougars started clawing back. And with the three from Nielsen with 3 seconds left in the second quarter, it cut the lead down to 3, which is as close as the Cougars have been since early on, 23-20. As it's our second game of the night, the opener was won by Dietrich, as St. Elmo Brownstown hung around for quite a while, but they fell in the opening contest to the Dietrich Moving Maroons. So St. Elmo Brownstown finds themselves right back in action tomorrow at 5 o'clock against Cowden Herrick Beecher City, as the Eagles will play the opener at 5, followed by a consolation bracket semifinal game between Neoga and Windsor Stu Straws, then a big semifinal matchup in the nightcap, St. Anthony and North Clay. We've got 3 games for you tomorrow here on 97.9 XFM from the NTC tournament. Again, it begins with CHBC and St. Elmo Brownstown in the opener. Contest begins at 5. Our pregame show will be around 4:50 tomorrow. And then we work our way to that Neoga Windsor Stu Straws matchup and finish the night with St. Anthony and North Clay tomorrow night on 97.9 XFM. Dustin's been working on the stats. Let's send it over to the man who has your numbers.
All right, thank you, Matt. Altamont, 44.4% shooting in the first half, 8 of 18 from the field. Indians a perfect 5 for 5 at the free throw line, while they hit 25%, 2 of 8 from three-point range. South Central, a real tale of 2 quarters. They took 11 shots from the field in each period, 1 of 11 in the first quarter, 7 of 11 in the second quarter. All comes out to 36.3% shooting, 8 of 22. Cougars 2 of 3 at the free throw line, 67%, and 1 of 8, 12.5% from three-point range. But that's not even right. They definitely hit 2 three-pointers in this game, because Weston Nielsen hit 2 of those. Anyway, 2 out of 9, that's 22.2%. Rebounding favored Altamont, 15-6 in that first half, while they turned it over twice as many times. Indians with 10 to South Central's 5. As far as the individual statistics go, Cade Melville leads all players with 11 points. He's had a perfect shooting night for Altamont so far, 4 for 4 from the field, 2 out of 2 on his three-pointers, and had a free throw that he made as well, 3 rebounds also. Then 8 points for Zane Miller, 2 of 7 from the field, 4 out of 4 from the line with a couple of assists. Ben Radle's the only other Indian to score. He's 2 for 2 from the field for his 4 points to go with 3 rebounds. Alex Walker 0 for 2. He's missed a couple of three-pointers. Cooper McManaway 0 for 1 from the field with 3 rebounds. You had Parker Bell and Cooper Powell each missing a three-pointer, while Tyler Ruffner hasn't shot yet, but he does have a couple of Altamont rebounds. So those are your 8 that have played for the Indians. For South Central, Weston Nielsen couldn't have gotten off to a much colder start for the Cougars, but he is their leading scorer at halftime. Had a good second quarter, 8 points on 3 of 11 shooting. He was 2 for 2 from three-point range in that second quarter after missing all 5 he took in the first period. He also has a couple of rebounds. 6 points for Seth Bergman, 2 for 3 from the field, 2 for 3 at the line. Brody Markley, 4 points on 2 of 3 shooting. He's got a couple of assists and really had a nifty pass that could have been a third one for him, but he's moved the ball well. A little bit of foul trouble for him. He's got 2 fouls along with Evan Hoover, who hasn't scored yet. He's 0 for 1 from the field. Callaway Smith got 2 points on 1 of 2 shooting. Trevin Sidwell 0 for 1 from the field. So is KG Easton, another guy playing with 2 fouls. While Lucas Bersant, Maddox Robb have played and not attempted a shot. there you go. Those are the 9 men that have seen the floor for the Cougars. South Central with quarters of 3 and 17 for their 20 points. Altamont quarters of 9 and 14. They've got 23. And the 3-point lead here at halftime, Matt.
Thank you very much, Dustin, and thanks for turning that knob there just in time. As the teams have emerged from the locker room, as Dustin said, Altamont leads 23-20. We'll take a 90-second break and come back with the second half of action here on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Diedrich Bank is proud to sponsor the NTC tournament. Diedrich Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
Come see all the new and exciting Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles here at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or shop and buy 24/7 at danheck.com.
Thanks for watching the NTC tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
Compass Advisory Group is here to guide you in the right direction for all of your investment and insurance needs. Contact Kurt Strohmeyer or Corey McDaniel at 217-347-9697.
Hi, this is Kathy from Barlow Lock and Security. Secure your home or business with a customized system from us. Good luck, area teams in the tournament.
We welcome you back to Altamont High School, where the Altamont Drumline entertains the crowd at the half. It's Altamont 23 and South Central 20. I want to mention something that's going to take place in Altamont tomorrow. And you might notice if you come to town for the tournament, if you're from outside of Altamont, Altamont is going to be painting the town blue tomorrow in recognition of Heather Hodge Davis. She has been battling cancer for a while, and she has had a little bit of a setback, but we're hoping the best for Heather, and Altamont's going to show their support. So if you come to town and see Altamont all blue, it's in recognition of Heather Davis. Of course, she has ties to Diedrich. That's where she graduated high school. Her and her family have raised her and her husband, Mike, have raised their family in Altamont, and a big part of the community. Everybody knows Heather, loves Heather, and they're out there to support her with the best wishes. And if you see the town painted blue tomorrow, that's what's going on. So send a thought, a prayer, a well wish for Heather Davis, as, boy, cancer affects us all in a lot of ways, and she's one that's been a fighter for a long time, and hopefully this setback is just something that she can continue to fight through. Just a tough situation, but these small towns really rally together to support one another in these types of needs.
Absolutely. Coming from one myself, I can say that's the beauty of living in a place like Altamont or Yoga like I do, or any of these National Trail Conference city schools. You know, they really rally around each other when the time comes.
Yeah, they'll be rivals on the court, but they'll work together to support one another in these situations. Altamont ball to start the second half of action as they lead 23-20. Cade Melville handles out top. He looks over that 1-2-2 zone of the Cougars. They get it to McManaway on the right wing. McManaway takes one dribble. Now needs a little help. Get pass to the left side. It was tipped, but Walker got to it. Sends it out to Melville. Long three. Buries another one. Cade Melville has 14 now in the ball game, and Altamont has the 6-point lead back, 26-20.
In the air forever. It just dropped through, didn't touch the rim.
Backdoor cut. They tried to get it to Nielsen. Pass was tipped by Walker, and Altamont comes out of the pack with it. McManaway, corner three after the push from Melville. It's no good. Rebound tapped out of bounds. It's off the Cougars, and Altamont will have another chance as they inbounds under the basket. 7:15 to play in the third quarter. 26-20. Cooper McManaway looking to get it in. Still looking. Must have been close to 5, but he got it out to Walker in time. He made the catch by the center circle to Melville, now to McManaway right side. They're really pressuring the freshman, but he got it baseline to Radel. Ben Radel drives the baseline, sticks it up and in. He has 6. Altamont's up again, 28-20.
A nice little start for the Indians in this third quarter.
Markley looking to answer, drives to the right side of the lane, shot up, no good. Rebound taken by the Indians. Here's Melville pushing it up court. Got into the lane, shot no good, but he's fouled. And Cade Melville heads to the free throw line. And Altamont has come out and scored the first few points of this quarter with a chance to add more.
It's got to be so frustrating for Blake Doring and the South Central bench. You worked so hard in that second quarter to get yourself back in this ball game. Finally hit some shots and got within 3 at halftime, and it's all coming undone within a minute and a half of the third quarter starting, although Melville cannot connect on the first of 2 free throws.
I guess he's human. Isn't that his first missed shot
You
tonight?
are correct. He was previously 5 for 5 from the field and 1 for 1 at the free throw.
Easton with an early foul, his third, as Dustin said, in the quarter. So that means Evan Hoover will come in to replace him. This free throw for Melville off the heel of the rim, no good. So it remains an 8-point game as Altamont scored the first 5 of the third, but the Cougars will try to chop into it.
Hoover does check into the game with 2 fouls of his own.
They work it around the perimeter. Nielsen has it left corner. Gets a little screen from Bergman. Now they bounce it into him just off the side of the lane. Back to Nielsen. Squares up a deep 3. Shot no good. Markley tips it. Berkman tips it, but McManaway comes out of there with it. He brings it to the timeline. Indians on the run. McManaway steps around to the center to the left side. Layup, though, is off the mark. Rebound tapped out to Callaway Smith. He lobs it ahead to Markley. Markley tries to throw it back off of Walker, but he couldn't get it done before it's out of bounds. And the Cougars miss a chance to try to cut into the deficit.
They do. Had a 2-on-1 break, and the pass just didn't have the touch on it. On the other end of the floor, Cooper McManaway didn't get the shot to go, but what a take there. Did the hard part, just didn't finish at the rim.
McManaway playing catch in backcourt with Melville. Now they get it across to Miller on the right side. Takes it down to the right corner. Passed it out to Melville. The Walker around the McManaway. Left side 3. He gets it. Cooper McManaway's first points of the night pushes the Altamont lead back to 11, matching their largest of the game. And with 5:56 to play in the third, a timeout taken. Altamont leads 31-20. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Since 1937, Geckner Brothers has been proud to support local and area teams, and that continues with this year's NTC tournament. Best of success area teams from the family at Geckner Brothers. Thanks for watching the NTC tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
Altamont scored 8 straight in the first 2 minutes of this third quarter to push the lead back to 11, matching their largest of the game as the Cougars are looking to find a way to get on the board.
Not a bad first 2 minutes of the half for Altamont. And, boy, if you're in that Altamont huddle, I think the talk probably is just like, keep your foot on the gas, boys. Let's create some separation. Let's finish this.
Markley takes it to the baseline, draws the crowd, kicks it out top to Bergman. Bergman back to Markley, right baseline, drives underneath, tips it across to Nielsen. He catches, fires a 3. It's no good. Radel tapped the rebound, and it's controlled by Melville. Outlet pass to McManaway. He drives for the layup. It's good. Cooper with 5 in the quarter, and Altamont's up 33-20 with 5:27 to play in the third.
That just happened so fast, and that's the beauty of having a guy who can get a defensive rebound and bring it up the floor himself.
Get past to Nielsen, another wing 3. This one's good. Weston Nielsen has 11. Boy, the Cougars really needed that one. They trail now by 10.
The difference between that setup and the last setup was that he caught the ball clean in rhythm and was able to get the shot off.
Miller just across the timeline, double teamed along the sideline. Cougars knock it out of bounds.
Because the last pass along the sideline from Markley had a little zip on it, but it wasn't right to him. He had to reach for it one-handed a little bit. Didn't make the clean catch, and then everything was just a little disjointed that time. Caught it in rhythm and was able to get the good stroke.
Jalen Smith into the ball game. He replaces Callaway Smith. Jalen, number 45, seeing his first action of the night. Altamont's working it around the perimeter. They've got it out top with Melville. Deep 3 rattles out, no good. Seth Bergman crashes the boards and claims it for the Cougars. 4:40 on the third quarter clock. South Central trailing by 10. Markley gets the screen out top from Smith. Gives it over to Nielsen. He'll try another wing 3. This one's no good. Rebound tap. Melville's got it again. Outlet to McManaway was tapped by Nielsen, but McManaway is able to control, brings it up the right side, skips it to the left corner. Miller has to save the pass to Walker. Walker skip pass back to the right side to McManaway. Drives in, puts up a shot, no good. There's Radel with the offensive rebound. His putback was affected, and grabbing the board is Bergman, and Radel reaches in and commits the foul, trying to get it back.
Long passes that sequence there for both teams. Ben Radel picking up his first foul. Now, that's only the third foul for Altamont in this entire game.
Wow.
One team foul in each quarter. So they have, actually the fourth foul of the game, but still they have the luxury of a lot of guys being able to stay aggressive here with a 10-point lead.
Markley checks out. Callaway Smith back in for the Cougars as Hoover brings it to the right side. He's on the wing, picked up his dribble, needs some help, and can't find anywhere to go against the Altamont man-to-man. Finally, he's able to bounce it to Bergman, picked up by Tyler Ruffner, who's in there for the Indians. He replaced Radel. Cougars get it on the side to Nielsen. Nielsen left wing, picked up by Miller. Crosses over, gets to the top of the key. Tried to leave it with Jalen Smith. The pass was taken by Altamont. And then a quick foul from Nielsen as he tried to get it back.
Yeah, frustration for Nielsen as he commits the foul after turning it over for South Central's third of the quarter, picking up their second personal foul or second team foul. But he's trying to thread a needle that he just didn't have space for there, and then I think he's just mad at himself and committed the foul afterwards.
So 3:35 on the clock as McManaway and Melville play catch on the right side. Now Melville is going to skip it in the left corner. It's Walker for three, and Alex buries it. Walker gets his first points of the night, and it's 36-23, back to that 13-point lead.
Melville 3 assists in the game now, and boy, there a pass almost knocked loose by McManaway.
Nielsen able to control. Weston works it around the perimeter. Downley got it with Smith. Callaway drives into the lane. Stops, pops, jumper from 12 off the glass is good. Callaway Smith with a much-needed bucket for the Cougars. They're back within 11 with 3 to play in the third.
South Central just needs somebody besides Nielsen to be able to show they can put the ball in the hole so that, Altamont has to think about that because right now Nielsen's priority one.
Altamont in backcourt got it across the line with a pass with Melville. He passed to Miller. Miller looked to the wing to McManaway. And the pass was off target for one reason or another and just skipped out of bounds.
But you know what? Altamont, that's their first turnover of this third quarter. They had 10 of them in the first half, so you certainly will take 5 minutes and 15 seconds of second half action before you finally make a mistake in that regard.
So, Cougars looking to chop into the lead again. Markley back on the floor, takes it to the wing, now wants to skip in the corner. Melville Reddick got the steal. Fourth Cougar turnover. He crosses the timeline, behind the back dribble, into the lane, draws 4 defenders, sends it out to Walker for a top of the key three. It rattles off, no good. Jalen Smith and Tyler Ruffner battling for the boards. They tie each other up. Possession arrow gives it to the Cougars, but the Altamont student section appreciates the effort from Ruffner underneath.
That rebound was a little weird. Smith actually got airborne sooner than he needed to because they hit the rim in extra time, but still had the concentration to keep hands on it, and that tie-up does keep it with the Cougars.
The 2:20 on the third quarter clock, 36-25. Altamont with the lead, South Central with the ball. Markley crosses the timeline, got to the top of the key, picked up the dribble, leaves it with Hoover left side. He gets a screen, takes it out top to Smith. That's Jalen Smith. He goes to Markley, and Markley's held down on the baseline.
I think it's going to be Cooper McManaway getting that one. Parker Bell also in the neighborhood, and it is indeed Cooper McManaway picking up foul number 2 and their second team foul of the quarter.
Callaway Smith, by the way, does have a twin brother, but he is not on the basketball team. Jalen is no relation. So you might have thought that those were twins out there. Not the case.
No. Smith, I heard that's a common name.
Yeah, a few of them. Hoover takes it to the right baseline after the inbounds from the sideline, brings it back out top, bounces it to Maddox Robb. Again, he's wearing 35 tonight. And they lobbed it to Markley down towards the baseline. And again, he's fouled down there. Yeah. And again, it's McManaway, right?
Yeah, that's just a little much for Cooper. But again, I just got done not too long ago saying, hey, as a team, you can afford to be real aggressive defensively. And so Cooper was doing that. I doubt he heard me. But he did pick up a couple quick fouls. He's up to 3, and he's going to come out of the game.
Yep, back into the lineup is, let's see, Parker Bell is who they went with. Inbounds intended for Jalen Smith was tapped out of bounds by Radel, and it hit the baseline before it could be picked up by Altamont. So the Cougars will try to trigger the inbounds again. They lob it to Markley. He catches at the elbow of the free throw line, goes to the right side, muscles up a shot. It's off the glass, no good. Rebound Parker Bell, surrounded by Cougars, and the foul is committed.
Yeah, just a tough look for Markley. And credit to Altamont's defense, for not giving him anything easy. And then in the tussle for the rebound, Maddox Robb picking up his first personal. South Central up to 3 team fouls as well.
Weston Nielsen back into the ball game for the Cougars after a breather, and Evan Hoover heads back to the bench. Inbounds to Miller across the timeline to Radel. He bounces it for Bell. Bell makes a spinning catch, got into the lane, got surrounded, leaves it back out to Zane Miller. Top of the key three is off the mark. Rebounds on the floor, and a jump ball whistled as Radel was down there for Altamont. Robb was in the vicinity, and Nielsen as well for the Cougars. Possession arrow keeps it with Altamont.
I think Ben Radel has had a fine game, 6 points, 5 rebounds. That's a really solid contribution for him, and been on the floor a number of times getting after the basketball.
Seth Bergman back in. Jalen Smith sits for the Cougars. Inbounds from the baseline has to be lobbed all the way to the center circle for Melville. He makes the catch, goes back to Miller, left side, again back out to Melville. Melville with 1:23 on the clock, walks it across to the right side, now takes it towards the baseline, bounces the pass underneath. Bergman stepped in front, but apparently the pass was kicked down on the other end of the court, and it'll stay with Altamont. Seemed to me like they might be lucky to keep the possession here.
Yeah, not probably the best pass to throw there, but there's a good one.
They lob it in the middle of the lane. Ben Radel catches and shoots all in one motion. He has 8, and as he got the bucket to make it 38-25.
Zane Miller with the pass inbound and lobbed it to the perfect spot for the big man to catch and shoot.
Callaway Smith with a nice move from the wing, got around one man, weaves around another, and lays it up and in. Callaway with 6 tonight, makes it 38-27, 50 seconds on the third quarter clock. Miller in backcourt, working with Melville, and that's a 10-second count as Altamont just never really got going up the court.
They still hadn't gotten above the three-point line on the opposite end of the floor by the time that 10 count came in. It's only their second turnover of the quarter, but
it doesn't make John Nieberge happy over there, does it?
No. No. And, he doesn't, he generally doesn't hide those feelings.
Cougar ball with 45 seconds to play in the third. They trail 38-27. It'd be big for them to get it into single digits before they head to the fourth. They're working it around the perimeter. They got it to Markley baseline. Skip pass to Callaway Smith. His wing three is off the mark. Rebound, jump ball as Bergman got in there to tie up Melville. And possession keeps it with the Cougars with 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Gage Easton back into the ball game as Maddox Robb will sit. Coach Doring's been running several players in and out tonight.
And part of it's because Easton, he's got 3 fouls, and he's kind of been in a tough spot with that all night. So, he's been kind of having to be part of a shuttle.
Inbounds lobbed out top. Bergman with the catch. Got it to Nielsen. Walker gambled for it. Didn't get the steal. That leaves Nielsen open to stop and pop for 3. Weston buries it. He has 14, and it's an 8-point game.
And you can see Nielsen, as soon as he saw him over pursuit for that pass, he's thinking, do I have room for the 3 or not? And he got it to go. Nice
Altamont beat the press. Radel left it with Ruffner. Ruffner had the shot swatted from behind by Nielsen. Here comes Easton with it. Got it to Markley out top. Top the key 3 for Callaway Smith is off the side of the rim. No good. Boy, that would have brought a ton of momentum to the Cougars if they could have knocked down a shot at the end of the quarter. But as it is, Altamont leads 38-30 heading to the final period of action in the final quarterfinal game of the 89th annual NTC tournament on 97.9 XFM.
It's NTC Tourney Week, and Tingley Insurance in downtown Effingham wishes players fast breaks, jump shots, and lots of rebounds. Tingley Insurance, a proud supporter of high school basketball.
Life's little moments just got sweeter with cashback checking from Washington Savings Bank. Earn cash back on everyday debit card purchases because treating yourself or your loved ones should be easy.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Color Drive in Effingham will find a vehicle that works for you. Check out Northside Ford's selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs today.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
We'll catch Dustin's third quarter stats in a second as Altamont triggers the inbounds, and they start the fourth quarter with a 38-30 lead. Cougars still in that 1-2-2 zone. Melville dribbling out top. They're pressuring him with Easton. He gets it on the side to Radel. He looks high post to Miller. Back out to Melville. Fakes the three, steps around the defender, pulls up for the free throw line jumper. It's no good. And the rebound taken by Callaway Smith. He took it away from a couple of Indians, got it to Markley, and Markley brings it up court.
I feel like Callaway Smith has found another gear here in the late stages of the third quarter into the fourth.
They get it to Nielsen. Nielsen fakes a three, drives around the defender, gets into the lane. First shot no good. Got his own rebound. Got in the air under the basket, but clears it out top. They find Smith in the corner for three. It's no good. Rebound tipped around, and McManaway brings it out of there. Cooper drives all the way to the left side. Nobody stopped him. He got all the way to the rack, and Cooper lays it up and in. Altamont has the 10-point lead again, 40-30.
Yeah. Transition defense 101 stopped the ball, and nobody ever managed to do that for South Central.
Pass tipped out of bounds. Alex Walker with the active hands, but it stayed with the Cougars right in front of their bench a minute into the fourth quarter. Altamont's led by as many as 13. South Central triggering the inbounds from out top. Got it to Seth Bergman. He's from the top of the key, moves over on the wing, leaves it way out there with Nielsen. Nielsen back towards the center or top of the key. Now to Callaway Smith. He drives in the lane, wanted to dump it underneath to Heaston, but Altamont's Ben Radel got a hand on it and swatted it out of bounds.
Well, and Altamont has really clogged the lane pretty well. A number of times that South Central has wanted to make that pass across the blocks, and they just haven't been able to make the connection because of Altamont's length in there knocking the ball away.
The inbound lob to Bergman. He got it back to Heaston in the corner. Around the perimeter he goes and leaves it with Nielsen left side. Crosses over, gets to the basket. Shot's no good because he's fouled. And yes, they're going to say the shot attempt was made on the foul, and heading to the line will be Weston Nielsen.
Well, he's their leading scorer, the sophomore, and kind of showing an understanding that he needs to take it upon himself to claw back into this game. Got to the line off of the foul against Alex Walker.
Free throw up and good. He has 15 in the ball game. Now 40-31, 6:37 on the clock. Coach Doring had Paige Easton over with him. He returns to the free throw lane, as now the free throw is up for Nielsen. He has 16 in the ball game. Cougars with some full court pressure. Altamont's Melville, bad pass, and it's taken away by Nielsen. Got it to Heaston after Altamont's first turnover, as they have to work it around the perimeter to Markley. Markley on the right side, drives baseline, gets underneath, around the defender, tried to pass out of the crowd. It was tipped. It's still loose at the top of the key, picked up by Melville. He looks up for McManaway. You know he's going to the basket. Before he could get there, though, the foul on the floor, even though McManaway finished, it'll be Altamont ball out of bounds on the foul from South Central.
It's easy for me to say that Markley had penetrated to the point where I don't know that the best option was to try to throw it back out of there. Maybe just go ahead and put the shot up. We'll never know.
Inbounds to Melville in the corner. High arcing three is off the front of the rim. Good hustle by Seth Bergman to get out on the perimeter and grab the rebound, but when he tried to get it back to Markley, the pass was off target, and it's out of bounds back to Altamont.
Well, each team has done some turning it over here in these last few possessions, but South Central just can't afford it as much as Altamont can.
40-32, Altamont with the ball and the lead as they lob it out top to Miller. He gets it to the center circle to Melville. Melville right side to McManaway. Cooper holds. Covered up now. So the dribble down. Needs some help as the double team comes, but he got it to Melville to Miller. Miller out on the perimeter at the top of the key. Goes back to Melville. Melville skips it from out top to the left corner for Walker. Another three for Walker. Another made bucket. He has 2 3-pointers here in the second half for his 6th. And Altamont pushes the lead to 11.
2 3-pointers from that same spot in the corner for Walker.
Nielsen caught it, faked the three in the corner, now gets it out top to Callaway Smith. He drives to the left side of the basket, challenged by Radel. Shot no good. Rebound Radel, outlet to McManaway. He's hit from behind by Nielsen, and the foul on the Cougars with 5:28 to play in the contest.
Nielsen's second, South Central's second team foul.
So with 5:28 to play in the fourth, Altamont with the ball in the 11-point lead.
And not to beat a dead horse, but again, just things like that, empty trips like that for South Central, they're just not in a position to be able to absorb it anymore.
They go high post to Radel, works down the right side of the lane. Layup, though, no good. Callaway Smith grabs the rebound, leaves it with Bergman ahead to Nielsen. Nielsen up to the left wing. Walker right there with him. Nielsen cuts to the baseline, cut off by Walker. He brings it back out top. Now Zane Miller switches on to him. That leaves Walker guarding Bergman. South Central sees it, gets it to Bergman in the post. Held, defense comes. They triple team him to Markley. Now across to Nielsen. Deep three, good. He has 19 in the ball game, and it's 43-35, an 8-point contest. And now Callaway Smith steals the inbound pass. They get it back to Nielsen again. A perimeter three, no good. Rebound Houston. Houston clears it out to Bergman. Left wing three off the back iron, no good. Long rebound Houston over to Markley. Markley to Smith. They look underneath to Houston. Steps to the basket. Absorbs some contact. Shot no good. Rebound out of bounds, and it's off of Radel, and it'll stay with South Central.
What a trip down the floor for South Central. A lot of good work on the offensive glass, but also got some pretty good looks at the basket and couldn't get it going. Any one of them would have been a big shot to make.
They'll have a chance, though, as Houston's trying to trigger the inbound. Has to lob it out top to Markley. He's going to take it to the basket on the right side. Before he got there, a bump and a foul whistled against Altamont, and then again, South Central inbounds from the baseline.
But, Markley has that ability to take people off the dribble, and even though it doesn't get him to the free throw line in that particular situation, it still gets Melville's first foul and Altamont's second team foul, and just another thing in the bag that South Central has as they try to go on the attack here.
Houston trying to get it triggered in. Bounces it to Bergman. Bergman hands it back to Houston. He works to the baseline. Double team. Wanted to pass it across. That wasn't going to work. Walker steps in front, gets the steal. Melville brings it up court. Hassled by Houston. He settles down, picks up the dribble, and leaves it back with Miller. Now to Melville again.
And the problem with leaving your feet on a pass is always that you're in no man's land then, and you got to get rid of it even if the passing lane closes. And that's where Houston was on that play.
McManaway drives from the wing, left it with Radel on the baseline to Walker in the opposite corner. Shot no good. Radel an offensive rebound. He was hit on the putback. Then Radel will go to the line to try to knock down a couple of free throws after getting on the offensive glass.
Oh, Walker with another try at a corner three, and I kind of just figured he was going to make it considering he caught it in rhythm and he was wide open. But Ben Radel doing great work on the offensive glass. His fourth offensive rebound of the game, 7th total, and he makes the first of 2 free throws.
It bounced high off the back iron and dropped back through for Radel's 9th point. Had a substitution there. It looks like Trevin Sidwell's back into the ball game for the Cougars as Houston's getting a breather. Radel's next free throw off the back iron, no good, and Sidwell grabs the board. He hands it to Markley, who brings it right up the middle of the court, takes it to the right side of the top of the key. Still has the dribble going as he waits for help. Cougars set the offense. Markley around the little screen. Stops, pops, jumper from 16. Good. Brody Markley with 6 in the ball game. Makes it 44-37 with 3:30 to play in the contest. Altamont beats the pressure. They get it to Walker at the top of the key. He waits for help and hands it to Melville. Melville looks to high post. That's Miller. Miller double team back to Melville to Walker right side underneath the Radel. Back to the basket. Pass slipped right through his hands. They're on the floor in the lane, and finally we've got a jump whistled, and possession arrow will give it to South Central, trailing by 7 with 3:11 to play.
Third Altamont turnover, and that pass into Radel on the blocks just kind of leaked through his hands and off his knees, and once it was on the floor, well, so was Trevin Sidwell. South Central, you got to get after it in that situation, right? Take any break you can, and now they got a big possession. Every possession big for the Cougars at this point.
Yeah, they could set it to 5, maybe 4 with a 3-point play of some sort as they take a little time to clean up some perspiration on the court. And Altamont's going to show full court man-to-man. Markley is there to take the inbound, and he's going to work against McManaway. Just brings it up the right side in a hurry. Sidwell came to the wing and almost cut off Markley. Markley dribbles it back out top. Now goes to Sidwell. Around to Bergman to Markley. Left side. Drives baseline. Double team. Got it safely to Bergman. He goes into the lane. Shot is up. No good. And a charge is whistled anyway as Cade Melville stepped in front and took the hit.
Well, of anybody on this South Central team that I wouldn't want to stand in front of, I think Seth Bergman would have had his team as probably the last one to give Cade Melville a heck of a lot of credit for taking that charge there.
Inbounds to Miller, back to Melville. They're trying to beat the press. Melville fires it up to McManaway. Left wing. He dribbles inside the arc, launches a 15-footer. No good. Rebound, Callaway Smith.
Don't need that shot in that situation.
2:38 on the clock as Markley brings it up the left side, spins, goes to the baseline. McManaway cut him off. They send it out top to Callaway Smith. He holds high. Now puts the dribble down, finds Bergman top of the key. Bergman to Nielsen.
If the Red Sea parts and you have a layup, fine, but pull it up for 15 feet with a 7-point lead in a couple minutes to go. Not what you're looking for.
Nielsen to Smith out top. He's looking to get rid of it and almost lost it, but Sidwell got it for the Cougars. He brings it across the top of the key, fakes the shot, steps under the defender, puts it up and in. Trevin Sidwell, a big bucket for the Cougars, and it's a 5-point game, 44-39, just under 2 minutes. Altamont working against the press, almost got it taken away, but they do get it ahead to Miller. Miller trying to bring it up the right side, was fouled by Smith as he got towards the basket.
Well, that should put Altamont at the line. Yes, they're in the bonus now. So, yeah, the foul goes against Callaway Smith there, his first. But also, I think if you don't grab hold of him, he might have been on his way in for a layup. So you're at least making Zane Miller earn it at the line here.
6'1" sophomore at the stripe, puts the first one up. That's off the right side, no good. So 1:51 to play. South Central was trailing by 13. They chipped it down to 5. And Altamont still at the line. Could make it a 6-point game. Free throw up. This one looks good, but it's a little strong off the heel of the rim. But McManaway battled for the board and got it for Altamont. Huge rebound for the Indians.
Absolutely.
They clear it out top to Melville. He's around one defender, but another comes to help, so he picks it up and gets it to Miller out top. Right back to Melville. Passes it to McManaway on the left side. McManaway bounces it back out to Melville. They're taking time here, as they should. Leading by 5. Miller splits defenders on the wing, gets it to Walker in the corner. He quickly sends it out to Melville. Melville, hassled by Sidwell, goes to Miller. Miller, double team, gets rid of it quickly to Melville. Melville out top is fouled by Nielsen. A lot of time came off the clock there, and now you're sending Cade Melville to the charity stripe.
A lot of time, and then probably one of the people on the floor that Altamont would most like to see at the free throw line in this situation. He who plays a lot of minutes, you know.
He's really the only one returning with varsity experience this time, but basically 18, 19 games into the season, these kids have been playing varsity for a while, and they've responded for Altamont. Melville's free throw off the rim, the backboard, and drops through. He has 15.
I said that, and Cade actually had been just one of 3 at the free throw line previous to that. But that's kind of a small sample size. He does make the front end here. And
Junior's next free throw is a carbon copy of the first. He hit them both, though. That's the bottom line. He has 16, and the lead is 7 with 1:12. Sidwell to the left side. Now to Markley out top. Markley from the top of the key to the elbow of the free throw line. Looks in the corner to Nielsen. Cougars taking a lot of time. They're not a hurry-up offense kind of team. Markley gets into the lane, sends it to Bergman. Open for a wing 3. It's no good. Rebound tapped. Sidwell has it underneath. Muscles up a shot, and as he does, he's fouled. Walker was underneath. Melville was behind. We'll sort out who Mike Bell said the first one was on.
Well, Sidwell has done some nice things off the bench for the Cougars down the stretch. In the game at crunch time, you don't necessarily look at him and say, there's a basketball player. But he is getting in there with the big boys, got that rebound there, and got fouled on the shot. That one went against Alex Walker, his second.
Sidwell can't hit the first 2 free throws, though, as Blake Doring has the other 4 players around him for some instruction. And now they get it to Sidwell. We'll put up the second of 2 with 51 seconds left. It's up, it's left short, and rebound to Miller. He hands to Melville. Melville's under the Altamont the South Central basket. And Sidwell reaches up and fouls him. And Blake Doring has his hands on his knees looking at the floor thinking, we might be letting one get away here.
Had nobody in the lane when that second free throw went up. And so you're basically giving Altamont the rebound after Sidwell didn't make the free throw. It was Sidwell who stepped up and also committed the foul there. Cade Melville, who had tracked down the rebound, made another free throw. He's made 3 in a row now.
He has 17 in the game, pushes the lead to 8 for Altamont with 48 seconds left. His free throw is up and rattles home as well. Melville with 18. And here comes South Central. They've got to be in a bit of a hurry. Markley's trotting it towards the timeline to the right wing. Working on McManaway, steps behind the screen a couple of times. Now skips it across to Sidwell. Sidwell's going to go on to the attack, leans in, shot off the glass a little strong. Radel has the rebound. Got it to McManaway. McManaway's fouled by Sidwell. 30.7 seconds left. And Altamont is salting this game away as they lead by 9 and could push it into double figures here at the line.
Ben Radel up to 8 rebounds after grabbing that defensive board. 9 points, 8 rebounds. Pretty solid stat sheet for the young man. Cooper McManaway at the free throw line where he could get a couple more points.
But the first one's off the mark, no good. So he'll try to split the pair and hit this next one.
Speaking of rebounds, McManaway with a half dozen of his own.
That free throw's off the mark as well. And speaking of Mark, Markley grabs the rebound. Brings it to the top of the key. He'll launch the 3. It's off the side of the rim, no good. Nielsen battling for the rebound with Zane Miller out on the perimeter, and they tie each other up. Possession arrow to Altamont.
Well, it's not going to happen for South Central, it doesn't look like. But, the way this game got started, you kind of smelling possibly a blowout. And they certainly were able to avoid that.
Altamont beats the pressure, but now South Central backs off. So it looks like we've got our final score as Altamont will move into the semifinals as they will take on Dietrich, a rematch of a game we had a week ago here at Altamont as the Indians pick up the 48-39 victory, and they move on to the consolation semifinals, or move on to the semifinals, rather, while the South Central Cougars drop to the consolation semifinal bracket. Final score, Altamont 48, South Central 39, as we'll come back with the Farm Credit Illinois postgame show, chat with each of the coaches, get Dustin's stats, and wrap up the night here from the 89th Annual National Trail Conference Tournament. We'll be back in 2 minutes on 97.9 XFM.
Hi, this is Kathy from Barlow Lock and Security. Secure your home or business with a customized system from us. Good luck, area teams in the tournament.
Thanks for watching the NTC Tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
Come see all the new and exciting Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles here at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or shop and buy 24/7 at danheck.com.
Life's little moments just got sweeter with cashback checking from Washington Savings Bank. Earn cash back on everyday debit card purchases because treating yourself or your loved ones should be easy.
It's NTC Tourney Week, and Tingley Insurance in downtown Effingham wishes players fast breaks, jump shots, and lots of rebounds. Tingley Insurance, a proud supporter of high school basketball.
Thanks for watching the NTC Tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
McMahon Meats would like to wish all area teams good luck this basketball season. Join the McMahon Meats Loyalty Club. Text BACON to 217-515-MEAT to receive a text with our weekly specials, along with a coupon for 1 pound of bacon free with a minimum $50 purchase. McMahon Meats, where quality and convenience meet tradition.
This is the Farm Credit Illinois postgame show. Farm Credit Illinois, assisting farmers for over 100 years.
Well, welcome to the Farm Credit Illinois postgame show here on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM at the National Trail Conference Tournament. A victory for Altamont, 48-39, as Altamont put together quarters of 9, 14, 15, and 10 for their total of 48. South Central with quarters of 3, 17, 10, and 9 for their total of 39. So Altamont moves into the semifinal. They will take on Dietrich, who won the opening game tonight over St. Elmo Brownstown, 61-41. St. Elmo Brownstown will have to play Cowden-Herrick Beecher City in the opening game tomorrow, our busiest night at the tournament, as St. Elmo Brownstown and CHBC will square off for the right to take on South Central Friday night's opening game, and the loser will drop out of the tournament. So a big game for both of those clubs. That'll be the opener. Again, a pregame show around 4:50 with that game to follow. It'll lead us into Neoga and Windsor Stew Straws in a consolation bracket game. And that will then fall into the third game of the night, which should be a dandy as well, between St. Anthony and North Clay. That's the schedule for tomorrow night in the 89th Annual National Trail Tournament here on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM, as well as our YouTube channel. And thanks to Liz and Caleb doing a great job over there. We always appreciate their help. Thanks to Gail back at the studios engineering this game, as she has been all week. And Dustin's been working on some stats. Let's check with him for the team numbers.
I have got them for you. Altamont wins this game, shooting 41% from the field. Indians were 16 of 39. They hit 10 of 17 free throws, 58.8%, and were 6 of 18, 33.3% from beyond the arc. South Central, 15 of 45 from the field. That's 33% as well. 4 of 7 at the stripe, 57.1%. Hit 4 out of 21 three-pointers, 19% there. Altamont with a 29-22 rebounding edge. Turnovers ended up pretty close to even. Altamont with 15, South Central's 13. Those are your team numbers. Coach Doring has made his way up, so I'll turn it over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Dustin, and thanks to Blake Doring for coming up after the contest. And the Cougars lose a tough one tonight to Altamont, 48-39. And, Coach, kind of a slow offensive start there in the first quarter, and it seemed to come back and bite you later on in the game.
Yeah, I mean, we scored that first bucket of the game, didn't score again for at least 7 minutes. I thought we got great looks. I mean, Nielsen was 50%, or is a 50% three-point shooter on the year, and I mean, just missed some great looks. And when you go 7 minutes without scoring, it puts a little stress on your defense. And I mean, you just can't go 7 minutes without scoring.
Puts you in a tough spot. But your kids showed some toughness fighting back into this ball game. Trailed by as many as 13. They cut it down to 3 by half, and then Altamont went on a little run again, but the Cougars responded. But in the fourth quarter, Altamont did just enough to keep you guys at bay, I suppose.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with only being down, one possession at halftime, and, I thought the first couple minutes there in the third quarter were the difference. I think they scored 8 in a row to start, and just to give Altamont credit, number one, I thought we had a lot of missed opportunities, whether it be converting off a turnover or maybe a missed box out, or just several missed opportunities, some easy shots inside, and just
sometimes that's the way it goes. And when you're in a tight game and a low scoring game, every little thing like that matters, and it makes a difference.
Yeah, no matter whether it happens in the first quarter or the fourth, and unfortunately we didn't get off to a great start there in the first quarter or the third, and just kind of playing catch up all game and couldn't quite get over the hump.
So now your club turns around and will play on Friday night in the opening contest. Still don't know who your opponent is. You'll have to figure that out after the opening game tomorrow between CHBC and St. Elmo Brownstown. And both of those teams can present challenges to a club.
Yeah, no matter who you play this week, you're gonna get a battle. So let's come ready to play.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming up and chatting with us after the game. We'll let you get on out of here and get ready for that matchup on Friday night.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
Blake Doring, nice enough to spend some time with us after the ball game as he hands the headsets back to Dustin. We'll go ahead and take a 60-second break. We'll come back with stats from Dustin or Coach John Niebrigi, whichever comes first, here on the Postgame Show, brought to you by Farm Credit Illinois, as it's Altamont got the victory in the nightcap over South Central, 48-39 here on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
For over 30 years, SPS has been providing care to the surrounding area. Specializing in around-the-clock and hourly care, we focus on in-home and nursing home care. Call Mitchell or Sherry today at 217-690-3240.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Color Drive in Effingham will find a vehicle that works for you. Check out Northside Ford's selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs today.
Diedrich Bank is proud to sponsor the NTC tournament. Diedrich Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC. Thanks for watching the NTC tournament, provided by Premier Broadcasting, 97.9 XFM and KJ Country 102.3.
We're in the post-game show as Altamont defeated South Central by a score of 48-39 as Altamont walks away with a 9-point victory. We'll turn to Dustin for some individual stats.
All right, South Central got 19 points from Weston Nielsen tonight, 6 of 19 from the field, 2 out of 2 at the line with 3 rebounds. He was their leading scorer, only guy in double figures. They had a number of people with 6. Callaway Smith, 6 points on 3 of 8 shooting to go with 4 rebounds, while Seth Bergman checked in with a half dozen, 2 of 5 from the field, 2 out of 3 at the free throw line with 4 boards. Brody Markley, 6 points as well. He was 3 for 7. 2 rebounds for him, but 4 assists. Then going down the list a little bit, Trevin Sidwell got you 2 points, 1 of 3 from the field, 0 for 2 at the line with a couple of rebounds. Evan Hoover was 0 for 1 from the field tonight. He didn't score. He had a rebound. Same for Jalen Smith. Actually, he didn't put up a shot, but also grabbed a rebound. You got Maddox Robb playing some, grabbing a board, but not attempting a shot. And then Cage Heaston didn't score tonight, 0 for 2 from the field. He did have 4 rebounds and dished out an assist. For Altamont, 18 points for Cade Melville. Nice all-around game for him. 18 points on 5 of 8 shooting. He was 5 of 7 at the line, had 6 rebounds. He had 4 assists. Both of those were the 6 rebounds shared the second highest number on the team, but the 4 assists were a team high. He blocked a shot. He took a charge. Just did a little bit of everything. That's kind of what you want from your best player. 9 points for Ben Radel. 9 points and 8 rebounds. 4 of 6 from the field, 1 for 2 trip to the line. 4 of those 8 rebounds were on the offensive glass. 8 points for Zane Miller, 2 of 8 from the field, 4 of 6 at the stripe, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for him. 7 points for Cooper McManaway, 3 of 8 from the field, 0 for 2 at the line. He had a half dozen rebounds and an assist. And then Alex Walker got you 6, 2 for 6 from the field, all of those shots beyond the arc. He had a couple boards. He had a couple of assists. So you got 18 from Melville and then 9, 8, 7, and 6 from Radel, Miller, McManaway, and Walker. And then off the guys off the bench contributing, Parker Bell, Tyler Ruffner, Cooper Powell's all went 0 for 1 from the field tonight. Bell and Ruffner each had 2 rebounds apiece. So Altamont gets the win, 48-39. They improved to 10-9 on the year. South Central falls to 13-7. But more important than anything for Altamont is they get into those semifinals, and they're going to play a Diedrich team that they had a good battle with, that came out on top with, and they're going to try to do it again on Friday night.
Yeah, we expect another good game in that matchup there on Friday night, as we appreciate everybody taking in the game, whether it be on the radio or on the YouTube channel or however you're viewing, as John Niebrigge has stepped over and taken the headsets. And Coach, maybe not an ideal situation when you take a timeout less than a minute into the ball game, but it seemed like your club responded well, as they didn't allow South Central to score another point until about a minute left in the first quarter.
We just talked about how we didn't do consecutive defensive sequences. We let a kid flash to the ball. As soon as we let him swing it, and then as soon as he passed it, we gave it up. And I didn't do anything. It wasn't nothing amazing in the timeout. It was just me getting after him, saying, you got to do things constantly and hard. And, you can't do it sometimes and whenever you want. It's got to be constant and hard. And the boys played well defensively. They in that first quarter to kind of get us that lead. But it wasn't no magic sauce in that one.
And it's never going to be over against any conference opponent, especially a team like South Central. They're going to fight their way back into it, and that's what they did. Even though your club got up by as many as 11 in the second quarter, South Central, with a sequence at the end of the half, cut it to 3 dangerous situation there with some momentum on their side. But then in the third quarter, your kids responded again, scoring 8 straight coming out of the half.
Yeah, the second quarter we got really soft, and especially late, especially in the second quarter, we got kind of complacent against their zone press and didn't attack it as much as we want. And then, halftime, it wasn't there again. I asked them what they needed to do, and Cade spoke up, and it was more or less, we got to get it and go. Cade told Cooper, you're the best at just going to the rim, Altamont. Just go to the rim. Just get the basketball and go. I'll get you to you. And we pushed the ball a little bit more in the third quarter to not let them set up in their good zone. So that we didn't let them play their defenses. And it's hard go against Coach Doring's 1-2-2. And we got easy baskets in that opening third quarter.
Cade Melville, such an interesting player to watch. He can do so many things on the court. Took a charge, got a block shot, scored 18 points, dished out 4 assists. And like you say, has really accepted that leadership role for your club.
Yeah, he's got to. Yeah, he's not the most vocal kid. He's not going to get in your face. He's not going to tell you what you're doing wrong. He's going to try to pump you up. He's going to tell you what we can do better as a team. But 6'4" combo guards, I want the ball in his hands 90% of the time. You always got to. He can shoot it with the best of them. He's got unlimited range. The kid is come a long way from being a sophomore on a senior-laden team last year, so he keeps making strides.
We talk about it, not necessarily tonight, but I think it showed up tonight, how when Altamont has Cade doing his thing,
right,
you can kind of count on that.
Right.
And then Zane Miller in the first half got all 8 of his points, but really needed other people to step up, as only 3 players were in the scoring column in the half. And then Alex Walker knocked down a couple of big threes. Cooper McManaway got all 7 of his points in the second half. And Ben Radel, 9 points and 8 rebounds.
Yep.
I mean, those are all big numbers.
Yeah, that was a big missing piece at their place. He didn't play in that game for reasons, but he creates some length at the rim, some offensive rebound opportunities. But yeah, Cade is obviously the scorer. But when he trusts his teammates and those other teammates can knock down shots, Alex and Cooper, we know they can make shots. And that's when we become a good team, is when, I don't see great yet, but when we get 2 scores, 3 scores, that's when we're better.
Tyler Ruffner, Parker Bell coming off the bench tonight, along with Cooper Powell. First time I've seen Cooper in the varsity contest. And, defensive end, did some good things and gave your club some good minutes.
Cooper does really good things off the bench. He does good things in practice. He got 2 deflections. We had him for 2 deflections where he was on our sideline, tipped the crossover, and then tipped the ball on the other sideline. That's what we need. I was trying to find somebody who's going to give me some defensive intensity, and Cooper really gave us that.
So you get the win tonight against the South Central team that you played early in the season. Now you're going to go up against a team that you just played last week in Dietrich and got a big win here at your home court. So kind of a,
we had the revenge game tonight, and then Dietrich's going to look to really get after us tomorrow night. We got to bring the intensity. Coach Bonoff, he's going to have them ready. I know their boys. I know their crowd's going to be ready. It should be an exciting game. They're going to get after it. They got 2 really good players and then really good role players. So it's going to be a heck of a Friday night.
Could be forced to play 2 very different styles here in a couple of nights.
Right. They'll get up and down. We just got to defend it. We got to defend. Make the other players hopefully do things out of their comfort zone, because we know Westendorf and Keck are going to get some points and do what they need to do. But it should be fun.
Well, your club's over 500 now, and if you come out of the NTC tournament still over 500, that's going to be a real good week.
I'll go 2-1 in a tournament every time. Now I'll take 2-1.
But looking for 3-0.
Always.
That's Altamont coaches John Niebrigge, nice enough to spend some time with us after the ball game as his Altamont Indians get the win tonight, 48-39. Let's take our final break of the night of 60 seconds. We'll be back and wrap this one up on the postgame show here on Classic Hits 97.9 XFM.
Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today.
Come see all the new and exciting Chevrolet and Toyota vehicles here at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or shop and buy 24/7 at danheck.com.
Compass Advisory Group is here to guide you in the right direction for all of your investment and insurance needs. Contact Kurt Strohmeyer or Corey McDaniel at 217-347-9697.
Hi, this is Kathy from Barlow Lock and Security. Secure your home or business with a customized system from us. Good luck, area teams in the tournament.
Back to wrap things up at Altamont here at the 89th Annual National Trail Conference Tournament. Dietrich won the opening game tonight over St. Elmo Brownstown 61-41, and Altamont takes the nightcap 48-39. Altamont and Dietrich will play Friday night in the second game of the evening. South Central will play the winner of Cowden Herrick Beecher City and St. Elmo Brownstown. That game will start our coverage tomorrow. Again, that game slated for a 5 o'clock start. We'll go on the air around 4:45 or so, and then follow that up with a consolation bracket matchup between Neoga and Windsor Stew Straws, and then have our first semifinal contest of the tournament with St. Anthony taking on North Clay. Dustin, some entertaining games here tonight. We expect more of the same the next 3 days of this National Trail Conference tournament.
Yeah, really, as those opening round games come through, you consider some of those early round matchups. If you get nice tight games in them, that's a bonus. And then as the tournament plays out and the teams filter into the consolation or championship side of the bracket, that's when you get some of your real barn burners. And so we've had a lot of fun so far. Haven't had any blowout games. That's always nice to see. And 3 more tomorrow. We're still just getting started, kind of. We're still not halfway through it.
Yeah, as we look forward to tomorrow night's game, hope you look forward to it as well. If you can get here, that is the best option. If you can't, be sure to take in the live streaming on our YouTube channel, and you can also always listen here on 97.9 XFM. As we wrap it up, for Liz, for Caleb, for Dustin, for Gail back at the studios, engineering another fine night of basketball action from Altamont. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll be back with you earlier tomorrow evening for more NTC tournament action here on 97.9 XFM.